you are with the right timing, and the very schedule that I have especially separated for, grooming, for uh, the session where you people are definitely gonna, take away a lot of ideas, a lot of things. First thing first, you will definitely gonna be motivated if you invest your time, if you invest your attention and invest your desires and interest to, learn something that I am personally been going through. So this is a session where I usually prefer to come in the morning time so that our, heart, our brain, our soul, our body have their, synchronicity, they have connection, they are in tuned, and definitely they are ready to get to observe what I am been over here. So uh, in the previous session as well, I used to, actually read it loud as the part under the head of reading session. And today, what I have decided myself to conduct the reading session to improve the English language, to make you people understand and make you people exactly the way that you are fit into your one shot of circumstances, tackling with witfully and being so much smart and showing humility and following the humanistic values, right? So this is the session that I am over here for the past some years, and I'm so much enthusiastic in nature, and whatever I'm telling, it is not just for the sake of uh, 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 personal attention, that I'm seeking personal attention, but much more than that, my session for today, solely, focused on the very ideas, that ideas must be executed, must be analyzed, and that internalization, that realization of the very session, the very program, the very live streaming that I have always been performing will have these fruitful impact from a local level to the international level. So it is all about confidence, it is all about determination, it is all about sacrifices, and the very sure of our resilient nature of learning something very important things for the improvement, for understanding the potentialities and the gravity that we can, okay, contribute very powerful, short of our uh, dedication for the flourishment of the society, where we it is not necessary that we are doing something and we are publicizing and we are getting attention of the public, and this is not the session, but the more we are over here to connect ourselves, where our exact sort of a mindset that must be delve into it and learn much about. So this is the session where I deep down focusing on the different level of understandings of the people, if they have generated the sense of their understanding through this very program, because as in presenter, as in communicator, as in the mediator of the very societies, I am in the process of bridging the very short of a gap, which gaps are not fulfilled just through the process of dancing, through the process of going all the sort of patterns. But once we are over here with the enhancement of the materials that we are getting from different sources of sites, then we have been there to mm, amplify the sense of our understanding, and the very sense of amplification of the understanding, going very deeper, going very serious. And that sort of a seriousness, that sort of emphasizes, and that sort of stress on different level of the topics, according to the interest of ours, will definitely provide the sense and the urgency that you have not earlier created. But once you developed, once you become so much alert and try yourself, giving the shots that you are actually interested in, then definitely, my dear audiences, you will feel the change, the transformation, with transformations that you are always been seeking, but you are not been able to uh, gain, that you are not been able to transform fundamentally the way that you are supposed to be there. So from today, I have been so much excited and so much enthusiastic and so much determined enough to read it loud, the newspapers that might be the materials that might be from the newspapers. Sometimes I read novels. Sometimes I may go through from the Googles, from the Wikipedia, from the very authentic side of the site, so that you people will yourself initiate something very special, something very profound, something very lasting sort of understanding in the field of the education, academically, and also sometimes we must go through with the informal sort of understanding beyond our course book, our course of content, according to the interest that we do possess, right? Sometimes we cannot pressurize any individuals to read only science and rural development, and I cannot force anybody to read literature, the very inventions, the medical science, aeronautical engineers, and there are a lot of other subjects to be analyzed with. But the analyzation of going through the very subjects will be meaningful when the voracious reader like us, or like you, or like everybody else, will definitely be there, focusing on your contents. That contents will not just bring the understanding and make them academically scholars, but that sort of a scholarly sort of alertness, the devotion of individual will definitely bring the society in the path of progress, in the path of civilized society. And we will, as human beings, as a very prospecting sort of countries heading towards the development, will have our stake, hold its participation in international level, in different field of heads, like we can contribute in the field of receiving Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel Prize, and there are a lot of recognition in not just in the field of one subject matter, discovery and research sectors, but from the NASA or very reputed, very distinguished and very honored sort of institution in global arena. But there are also other sectors like fashion, design. There are a lot of other sectors like spas, right? So, what I mean to tell you is that the live sessions that I am over here conducting doesn't mean that it only focus in one subject, right? You people by nature or my nature is quite different. Okay, biologically we do have some sort of a same niche or the equalities might be same, but in mental level we do have a lot of peculiarities, unique niche, biodiversities, and the genes that we are born with are totally different, right? And whatever the interest that you have must be known by yourself. You should not be pressurized to take a management. You should not be pressurized to take a science, or you may not pressurized to get admitted in college if you do not have that much of passion to get educated formally, right? So all in all, the very subject matter that I have chosen is just focusing the level of our understanding in each and every aspect. That aspect mustn't be left and in the corner and on tune, and that sort of a gap will definitely bring some sort of voidness, and that sort of ideas, which ideas will definitely fulfill the very progress, the very sort of the recognition of the country's progress, competing to the present scenario will be stopped. This is the thing that I want to tell over here, and I am as the very mindset of building, rebuilding, structuring the very fundamentals, foundations for making especially the youths who have the introduced enthusiasm for contributing themselves for the progress, for the prosperity, for the development. I'm not just talking about the short-term development, but I'm talking about the very sustainable development that might enhance solving the problems in different sectors as comparing to the previous eras, comparing to the previous periods. Though we country Nepal is heading towards the path of prosperity, we have been seeing a lot of changes, revolutions, who have inspired a lot, for us, especially the youngsters, for stopping them for going abroad, and that sort of action has brought it a lot for the brand problem. But still there are some sort of systems, especially the systems in smooth governance and the transparency regarding the very legalization and execution of the very ideas from the government level, and that have actually obstructed the development of the genuine uh, prosperity of the people like us, like common people, like the citizen, and we haven't sense the real sort of transformation for the long run of our future career advancely. So this is a session that I'm talking about, well, talking with you all people out there. I felt that I've left I've been leaving a lot of things to be interacted, and I have been over here with the full of mind, full of hurt, that I need to talk a lot, so that you people will definitely gonna be injected with a sort of understanding that you personally have, right? You might have a lot of expertise, and you are from the different profession. You might be professor in yourselves, you might be teachers, you might be holding the very prestigious position in your organization. You might be self employed, or the businessmen, entrepreneurs, and you have a lot of knowledge within yourself, but still you are not feeling secure being in Nepal. And if you are feeling, then definitely we need to take initiation by ourselves while talking about the development that's going on our country Nepal. I want to say that whatever the developments that are going in local level to the international level, a bit that development is in tortoise motion, the more we are supposed to our country to be headed towards the path of progress in international level in every aspect, like in sports, like in invention of the robotic robots, and other. There are a lot of hates in sports, in games, and blah blah blah. Okay, there are a lot of fields to be promoted from the government side, but still we cannot sense that development as vigorously as the way we citizen we public desire for. So this is some of the backgrounds. This is some of the ideas that I'm relaying right now. And what is the very thing that I want to share from this one, that I'm going to read aloud as a news reader for this session, so that you people will learn a lot, and you will not just become potential with the just informal sort of understanding, but you will definitely have that much of a strongest foundations in education. Because without education, I think it is impossible for us to compete. It is impossible for us to be the fierce competitors in the field of any sectors. Because all in all, the more we compete, researching and hold the position that the Nobel prizes winners, the motivational speakers, or let's say there are a lot of speakers who have been always been there motivating. But if we do not have that much of a concern, that much sort of a level to understand, then I don't think that only one aspect of the thing will support us to be recognized, to be to represent ourselves in international arena, international platform, right? So it is the global scenario that we are competing along, competing along. We are not just competing developing countries. We are competing the developed superpower of the world. And there are a lot of transformational changes, drastic transformation changes that we have felt in the field of digitalization. We are developing in the field of scientific inventions. And there are yearly there are there are the what to say, there are the list of Nobel Peace Prizes winner, and there are the scientists who are developing a lot, and they are contributing a lot. But my question for my we all, okay, I'm questioning myself why my country Nepal is still being so much developed the way we youth are always been desiring for. Okay, so because of that very reason, it is the part of my session, and I'm going to read it aloud today. What I've decided to read it aloud in this very session, in this very live session, is that I am going to read always, okay? I am going to read always the very sure of information that will definitely gonna support you. That will definitely gonna consolidate you and renovate you, not in the physical level alone, but you will definitely gonna evolving yourself through the process that I'm going through. Okay, today's exactly this is not the paper of today, but this is the practice session, right? This is the execution that I want to let my audiences over there to read it loud, to go through, to know the sense of vocabularies, semantically, content-wise, the very vocabularies, the very grammatical phrases. There are a lot of international terms that we all people must know by our heart, by our brain, by our soul, by our, energetically, observation and all. And I don't mean that we can only get a knowledge from this very newspaper. There are a lot of news sources, as we people are ourselves the sources of knowledge, as long as we are diving down and understand ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to start. The Himalayan Times, and definitely Kathmandu, Wednesday, July 26, 2020, 3rd Shravan 10, 2080, Nepal Sambat 1143. That means this is the just the training session. This is just the grooming session. So it doesn't matter what is the newspaper that I'm going to write. EC finds airing candidates. Kathmandu, July 25th. The Election Commission has imposed a fine on 2435 candidates, 1037 parliamentary candidates, and 1398 provincial candidates for failing to make their election expenditure details public. A total of 74 candidates, 37 parliamentary, and 37 provincial candidates did not submit their election expenditure details to the EC. According to EC spokesperson Saligram Sama Paudel, the EC imposed fine of rupees 15,000 on each urine candidate. Paudel said the EC had reminded the candidates of the legal provision that required them to make their election expense details public, but even after the EC's reminder, these candidates ignored the EC, hence the fine as per Section 31(2) of the Election Offence and Punishment Act 2017. Section 31(4) of this act gives the EC the power to impose the fine not exceeding rupees 15,000 on candidates who fail to make their election expenditure details public. This is a part of my section, and I'm also going to read it other sections as well. Okay, while going through this very newspapers, it is better to read the headline first, as I am the graduate from journalism field. I do have the sense of reading and going through the lines. So it is better first we need to understand these headings, okay? And these headings, and then we can go through the different, section where we actually desire for. But it's better to read their headlines, and we must understand the sense of the relaying and the message for us. So I typically go with the headlines, and then I just pick up. I'm very picky, and I talk about read about, and I review what are the very things that I can interpret myself. Just reading a newspaper, it doesn't mean that we can read it loud up, producing the sound, but it is the way, okay, it is the pattern. Well, producing the sound, it provides us the clarity on our understanding. And the more we produce the sound, the more we refract it, or let's say we hear ourselves, and the pronunciation that we are not being so much confident will be okay, will be improved, and that will definitely gonna be improvised. Actually, we are not native speaker, and it might feel a bit, sound sometimes strange, sometimes awkward, and sometimes you know quite whereas to accumulate. But the more we go through with the understanding, the very short of a phrases, the very short of a news that are published in different sort of newspapers, especially, and it is not mandatory, it is not compulsory that we can go to English language newspaper, or any other, we can pick, and we can select the interest of our reading section, and we can develop it. For example, if we feel confusion regarding the pronunciation, then we can definitely gonna translate it, because there are a lot of sources to be examined to know whether our pronunciation is right or wrong. Exactly, the more we listen the native speaker in different level of the platforms, the more our observing power of speaking, observing power of understanding, and the comprehension that we are lagging behind will be improved. And the more we practice a lot, reading like this one, and listening, writing, and talking with the native speaker, and that sort of action will definitely gonna build the confident level in sharp way, and we can get the A's, EDZ A's, okay, dhar. Then and I mean to tell you is that it is always not necessary to go only one section. You can go, Herald. You can pick up, in Indian Times. You can get, New York Times. There are a lot of things, and it is also not necessary to go only the physical short of newspapers. There are a lot of news portals you can go through, read from the Kathmandu Post. You can go Kantipur. You can read it loud. There are a lot of magazines which are created, which have created the great influence in the life of people for their comprehension level, and the level of interpretation. And we can write ourselves, and we can contribute after reading. Actually, it is not sufficient to reading alone. What we can do is reading, editorial page, and we can read page of entertainment, inventions, and there are also the section of sports. There are a lot of things, and political. I especially go jump into the political news, because I do have sort of my interest on that, and I jump into editorials, because in editorial section you will definitely gonna get the analytical sort of understanding over there. There are a lot of perspectives are used over there, the lenses they have used over there, and because of that very reason, the sort of understanding the community will be clearly precised, clearly be transparent, because all in all these newspapers have their connection with the relevancy of the society, the contents whatever they are publishing this way. Sometimes they will have a bit a bias sort of their alignment with the parties they align with. But once we just learn the short of our understanding through these very newspapers, then definitely that sort of our understanding will make us so prodigy, talented, intellectual, the way we desire for. It is all about awareness, right? So I imagine an inspirational guide, motivational speaker. I'm always so much enthusiastic. Even I'm always expressing myself is that even I felt that when I'm eating, I felt that I'm wasting the time, and while I'm sleeping, I feel that I'm wasting the time, and while I am a bit intoxicated sort of conversation, I feel that I am, confining myself and not just being with the right person or right sources, right? So, this is a session that I'm talking about, and I want to proceed ahead. And you can go TED Talks, you can go, different sources of the media which are quite relevant and which have their influence for making our mind broader spectrum, because all in all we human beings have the capacity to grasp each and every sort of ideas that are on our floor. It is just our choice whether to take it or not, but once we are ready to get it, everything is possible, in listening, writing, speaking, and whatever. Okay.